Hi, and welcome to my channel where I make dishes inspired by some of my favorite video game characters. Today's dish is inspired by Princess Daisy from the Super Mario series. When my siblings and I were young and playing games like Mario Kart and Mario Party, Daisy was always the one I fought to play as. She is definitely the spunky princess of the Super Mario squad and is a good opposite to Princess Peach, who is so elegant and calm. Daisy has such fun energy to her that you can just see and hear with her poses and voice respectively. Her colors are warm and energetic, and I love that her motif is based on flowers even when she is more of a tomboyish character. I definitely relate to that. I feel like Daisy holds on to the youthful energy that we have as children, and therefore would not be ashamed to say that some of her favorite foods are the staple foods we all love as picky children. Fries, chicken nuggets, and ice cream, for example. Because of her warm color palette and youthfulness, I felt like a Smashburger covered in mac and cheese would be a dish that Daisy would love to sink her teeth into. This recipe makes 3 double Smashburgers, but feel free to adjust the recipe for more. You'll also have some leftover mac and cheese to eat on the side or save for later. Here's the ingredients we will need to make them. First, for the mac and cheese, we'll need elbow macaroni pasta, evaporated milk, an egg, grated cheddar cheese, grated Colby Jack cheese, salt, and sour cream. And please don't judge my cheddar cheese. I thought I had shredded, but I didn't, so I kind of grated some sliced cheddar. It'll all melt anyways. For the burgers, we will need 1 pound of ground beef, a white onion, American or cheddar cheese slices, and burger buns. As always, I'll start with some prep so that the cooking process is as smooth as possible as we go along. First, I'll bring my white onion to a cutting board and thinly slice it up. Separate the slices of the onion as much as you can and add to a bowl for later. Next, weigh out the noodles you'll need. You need about 6 ounces of elbow macaroni. Once measured out, again, reserve for later. And the last stage of prep is getting our burger patties ready. Take your pound of meat and separate into 6 nearly equal pieces. Roll these up into little balls in preparation for smashing later. Now with the prep out of the way, we'll head to the stovetop where the majority of the work will be done. We'll start off by cooking out our pasta noodles according to the package directions. So set a pot on the stovetop with some salted water, and once the water is boiling, add in your pasta noodles. Once the noodles are cooked to your liking, drain your noodles out, but make sure to reserve about 1 cup of pasta water to use for later. Once our macaroni is cooked, it's time to start the cheese sauce. To the same saucepan, add in about 6 ounces of evaporated milk, 1 large egg, 1 cup of cheddar cheese, 1 cup of Colby Jack cheese, and a half teaspoon of salt. Heat the saucepan on medium-low heat and whisk near constantly to make sure that the cheese does not burn. You'll cook for about 6 minutes until the sauce becomes thicker but smooth. Once the sauce is done cooking, remove the pan from the heat. With the cheese off the heat, we'll add in a 1/4 cup of sour cream and whisk until smooth again before adding in our cooked macaroni. Mix everything together and salt to taste. If you need to thin out your sauce slightly, feel free to add some of the pasta water we reserved earlier. When you're happy with your mac and cheese, set it aside until the Smashburgers are done. It is important to note that as the mac and cheese cools, the cheese will naturally become a little thicker, which will help everything stay together slightly better when we assemble the burgers later. Speaking of burgers, that's what we'll transition to next. Start heating up a griddle or cast iron pan on medium-high heat. If you want to make sure that your surface is hot enough, a few small drops of water should bead up and quickly evaporate when dropped on your surface. We'll start by lightly toasting our burger buns. Using cooking spray or butter on your surface, add the cut sides of your buns on top and toast for about 1 to 2 minutes until golden brown before placing on a plate. Repeat the process for all of the sets of buns you are going to be using. Now it's time to cook the burger patties. Moving somewhat quickly, add 2 patty balls down onto the griddle. Place your onions on top, and then season generously with salt. Quickly top with a small square of parchment paper and smush down on the paper with a flat spatula until the burger patty is nice and flat. Remove the parchment paper off the top of the patties and then cook for about 1 minute on this side. You'll know the burger is ready to flip when some juice starts to collect on the top and the edges of the burger start to brown. Using your spatula, you'll scrape the patty off the surface and then flip. Between the two burger patties, add a slice of American or cheddar cheese to the top of one of the patties. From here, you'll cook on this side for about 1 to 2 minutes until your burger is fully cooked through. Once again, using your spatula, remove the burger with cheese first and place onto the bottom of your burger bun. Then top with the plain burger patty. Repeat this process with each of your burgers until all of your patties are cooked and assembled on your burger buns. The last step is to add our mac and cheese to our burgers. Your top burger patty should not have anything on it, so now we'll add a generous amount of creamy mac and cheese to the top. Once it's covered to your liking, top with your burger bun, and then you're all done. Taking a bite of one of these burgers is like Daisy, a little messy, but fun and beautiful on the inside. These burgers are buttery, cheesy, ooey, gooey goodness. Like I said, it can get a bit messy with the mac and cheese, but it is so worth it to eat. Although it takes a little bit of work to essentially make 2 separate dishes and combine them, the end product is so delicious that you'll want to add mac and cheese to your burgers more often. I can see Daisy's face lighting up when she sees that Princess Peach has made her these special burgers, and I can see her jumping for joy after she takes a bite. Since Daisy is a little bit of a tomboy, she doesn't mind that she gets a little bit of cheese on her fingertips. Whether it's after winning a race or winning a sports game, Daisy would find this dish as a perfect trophy and reward for all of her hard work, and she thinks all of her friends would too. The recipe card is in the video description if you'd like a more quick and concise version to give it a try. Like if you want a bite, subscribe for more geeky treats, and comment what foods Daisy reminds you of. Thanks for following along.